What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shanoa. I am pregnant with baby number 2 and I have the cutest, craziest little 15-month-old. And yeah, I make motherhood and lifestyle videos. I've been trying to post 2 times a week, but we'll see how that changes when baby number 2 arrives. But anyhow, I would love if you guys would support my channel, subscribe down below, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and yeah. Thanks for coming to my channel. Anyhow, today I wanted to give a first trimester update. I am currently, tomorrow I will be 19 weeks. By the time you see this, I will be 19 weeks in a couple of days. So I am well past first trimester. I have definitely done my time with that, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how that went, how everything kind of played out, how I've been feeling, things like that. So the first 6 weeks of pregnancy were so good, like totally fine. I felt a little bit of nausea, but like other than that, I was like doing great. I was actually like the healthiest I have ever been, I swear. I was working out, I was eating really well, I was just like, I was doing so many things. But then it was like around week 6-ish, maybe a little later, a little bit after Sebastian's first birthday, everything went downhill. I was just so exhausted. So like getting up before Sebastian to work out, or even working out while he was awake, I could not do it. I was so freaking tired all the time, and it just was not happening. I was not gonna be okay. I was not having it. My body was not having it. And I was trying to be as active as possible, but like it was really hard. And around that same time also is when the nausea kicked in full force. And it was not just like morning sickness. A lot of people I feel like who have been pregnant can vouch for the fact that morning sickness is like not really a thing, and that I mean, for some people it is, where they're only sick in the mornings, but some people it's evenings, some people it's middle of the day, and then some people, and in my case this time around, it is like from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you feel nauseous. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constant nausea. I don't know, I think that was actually worse than like throwing up. I think I would have preferred to throw up. And just kind of get it all done, get it out there, and then hopefully feel better and go along with my day. But instead, everything I was just constantly nauseous, and it was not a fun feeling. So between feeling constantly nauseous and being so tired, I just became like a borderline couch potato. But not really, because we had so much going on at that time. Like I said, Sebastian was turning 1, I was working on finishing my degree, so I was constantly working. Like when Bash went down for a nap, it wasn't like I could rest and let my body rest and like give myself a little break. No, as soon as Bash went down, I had to be working on classes, working on editing, working on photography. I had so many things to do, so there was like literally no break. I was not allowed, like I felt like I probably could have, but I felt like I could not take a break at all, like at all during that first trimester. We were moving and there was just like, yeah, it was just too much. So I literally did not let myself rest. I did not let myself take a break. If Ruben was home on the weekends, I would let myself rest a little bit. I let him kind of do more dad duties and stuff like that. But since it was just me and Sebastian a lot of the times because Ruben worked, there was just no break. There was no time to rest. There was nothing. I was just constant go, go, go. Couldn't let myself acknowledge the nauseousness, and just had to like suck it up and be a big girl, you know? Like, it was really, really rough. It was hard. The first trimester was so incredibly hard. Now, I kind of talked about like how everything felt physically, but I feel like for me, the roughest part of the first trimester was emotionally and mentally how I was feeling. If you saw my video, you saw my raw, real, in-time reaction to the pregnancy test. I was so happy. We actually ended up getting pregnant on our first try. I thought it would take a while because it took a while with Sebastian to get pregnant. I thought it would take at least like 3 months. Ruben was not so convinced, so he, like, I don't think you can hear it in the video. I think I might actually cut it out. But he was like, would you trust me next time? Because he's like, he knew basically that it was gonna happen really quickly, but I didn't think so. So that's why we tried so early. I thought it would take us a couple months. I thought we had a couple months, but it all happened really quickly, and we're so incredibly thankful. Like I said, in my reaction video, in my pregnancy announcement video, you can watch my reaction. I will link it up here. Yes, I think it's right here. I will link it up here for you guys. Basically, after that, like, I mean, it just kind of like, I didn't feel pregnant. I don't even know how to explain any of this. I feel like this is gonna sound really bad, a lot of what I'm about to say, and I actually feel so much guilt for feeling like this. I have cried so much about this. I'm probably gonna cry today. Yeah, it was like I was so excited. I didn't think it would happen so fast. And then after that, life just got go, go, go. And I didn't really feel pregnant. Like after Sebastian, like when I first found out, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. I would cry all the time just thinking about it. I was so excited. But it was like almost after like the initial excitement of like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant, you know? It was like after that, it was like just so much anxiety and fear and just a lot of really negative emotions swooped in, and they came full force at me. I mean, at first, even after we found out we were pregnant, I had a lot of guilt for getting pregnant because I know we have friends and family who had been trying to get pregnant and it's just not happening for them, and it's like a really big desire that they have, you know? And so I felt really guilty that I got pregnant on my first try, and then I know that there are people who are out there that we don't know and that we actually very personally do know who have struggled with infertility and getting pregnant or being able to stay pregnant. And so I felt like intense guilt because it happened so easily for me. And I know like nobody can help that. I can't help that, and then they can't help that their bodies aren't able to. You know, it's just, I don't want to come off, I'm trying to be really careful and really sensitive with my word choice, but you know, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I just felt really guilty. Like I felt like I needed to struggle more, I guess, and I felt really bad that it came really easily because I just felt undeserving, I guess you could say. And yeah, I just felt really bad that it happened. I still feel really bad. And then like, I don't know, you know, a lot of people don't have the same views as us, don't want even their families to be built the same way that we do. They don't want kids very close together, or they don't want kids at all, or they don't want, you know, they just want things different than how we kind of wanted our family to be. And not a lot, and especially not initially, but like, and it still happens where like people will be like, oh my gosh, how are you gonna do 2 babies? And especially when like Bash is having like a hard moment. He's a really good baby, I feel like, considering, but he's a baby, you know, he's a toddler. He's definitely entering terrible twos stage, and he is throwing some world-class tantrums, and they suck. They're incredibly hard, but that's exactly where he's supposed to be. That's exactly what he's supposed to be doing, is learning these emotions and learning how to handle them, how to deal with them, and how to work through them. And I'm supposed to help him do it. And sometimes I do really well, and sometimes I do really terribly, and that's just the way it is. But you know, a lot of people, like when they're witnessing these things, or just when they think about kids and having those big emotions, they're like, how are you gonna do it with 2? How are you gonna possibly take care of Bash and another baby? And And I have those thoughts too. I don't need anybody to like ask me audibly how I'm gonna be able to do that. I have absolutely no idea. But I know that I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna work it out. And Bash will also be a little bit older, not very much, you know, he'll still be less than 2. There's about an 18-month, no, it's like a 20-month gap between Bash and when baby number 2 arrives. But it was like, we weren't even seeing a lot of people, and it was before we had even announced, but it was just like every time, because Bash was going through a lot emotionally, right after I found out that I was pregnant. And like I said, it's totally normal. Obviously, no fault to him. He's exactly where he should be. He's doing exactly what a 14, 15-month-old baby should be doing. But I was filled with so much anxiety and fear every single time he would throw a fit, every single time he would have a tantrum, and I wouldn't be able to handle it like I want to. I wouldn't be able to just respond in the way that I felt like I really needed to and he needed me to. I was riddled with just this mom guilt of like, you are incompetent. You basically just like, who gave you the idea that you could do it? That you were capable, that you could be a mom of 2? Who in the world made you feel like you could do it because you can't? And those were the thoughts that I was having all the time, and especially with trying to do school and that, and trying to be a wife and a friend and all these things. It was just so much. And so honestly, for like probably the first like 15 weeks, I just felt like I couldn't do it, and I just felt like I wasn't a good mom, and like I was really stupid for getting pregnant, and I was like so dumb, and what was I thinking, and why did I think I could do it? Because I can't. That was really hard, and it is really hard because I do get comments, and I only get them when Sebastian's having a hard time. Nobody ever says like, when Bash is being cute, no one's like, oh my gosh, can you just like, aren't you so excited to have 2 and you get twice the cuteness, you know? Nobody ever says that. Everybody only ever is like, how are you gonna do it with 2, or just wait until they're 2, you know? And I'm like, cool, amazing. Like, you guys are like making me feel so much better. So if you know somebody who's having multiple kids, or even 1, don't say that because it doesn't make anybody feel any better. So if you're having those thoughts, shut your mouth, keep it to yourself. Because moms are already having those thoughts. They're already having thoughts of, how am I possibly going to take care of another human being, whether it's transitioning to 1 or 2 or 3 or more. It's already really hard, so just keep those thoughts to yourself because we're already having them. Anyways, along with that, I also had this incredible fear of miscarrying, and for some reason I had it like 10 times more this time around than I had it when I was pregnant with Sebastian. When I was pregnant with Sebastian, it was like it was anxiety until I got that first doctor's appointment, but then as soon as we confirmed the pregnancy and I heard the heartbeat, even though I was still within the time frame of like miscarriage being most likely, like for some reason, as soon as I heard the heartbeat, saw him, I knew. I was just like, we're good, we're fine, he's gonna make it. I don't know why I felt like that, because we easily could have miscarried, but that's just how I felt. But with this baby, it was like, when I saw the baby, when I heard the heartbeat, it was a sigh of relief, like, oh, everything is okay. The baby is measuring okay, I am okay, like, we're okay. But then it was like, but you're still gonna miscarry. Like, I don't know, I had so much fear and so much anxiety about, I don't know, I think I just felt like everything was way too easy with Sebastian, so there's no way I could get this lucky 2 times around. There was no way that I was gonna, that it was just gonna be easy. I just thought like, nobody's that lucky, no one's that deserving, certainly not me. And so I just was so still full of anxiety. Even once I got past first trimester, I was still full of anxiety. I would actually have incredibly vivid, real dreams where I was miscarrying, and I'm sorry, I will put a trigger warning, but I would have dreams where I would just be bleeding profusely and pregnant, and I would miscarry at whatever point I was at in the pregnancy, and it was just so real. I would wake up and I would check, and I would just like, I was just like waiting for it. I told Ruben a lot of this pregnancy is, I feel like up to a certain point, up to about 15 weeks, like everything was, I was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I just felt like I had been seeing a lot of people miscarrying. I think that had filled me with anxiety, but I mean, I saw that also with Bash, and so I don't know what the difference was between Bash and this baby, but I think it was just a culmination of everything that was happening. This summer was the most stressful, crazy time of our lives. And so I think it might have been a culmination of everything, but I just was so afraid. And like I said, I just feel really guilty, especially for having bad feelings about being pregnant, because I know there are people that I know who have miscarried recently, who have miscarried in the past, who have rainbow babies, but who have experienced miscarriage or infertility in any form, and I just felt really bad. And that also leads into the next point, is I just was miserable, and I was physically miserable because I was super nauseous. I was full of anxiety, not only for the baby, but for other things happening in our lives. Like, I don't know, there was just so much happening that I just wasn't excited to be pregnant. And like I said, I was really battling with those thoughts of like, who do you think you are to have another baby? Why do you think you're competent? Look at, you can't even handle one child. Like, you can't handle one child and juggle real life. How do you possibly think you're gonna do two and handle real life? Like, you're a joke. You are stupid. Like, I just was like filled with those thoughts that I didn't want to announce I was pregnant. That is truly why we announced so late. It wasn't to build hype. It wasn't to build excitement. It wasn't to be able to like have a bump for pictures. It had absolutely nothing to do with that. Like, when I thought about being pregnant, and like when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I can't wait to announce. Like, I can't wait till I hit 12 weeks. Maybe we'll announce at 11 weeks. You know, I was like, I can't wait to announce and tell people that we're having another baby. I was so excited. But like I said, just from the moment we found out, basically until I was 15 weeks. So for almost a solid 11 weeks, I didn't want to be pregnant anymore. I didn't want to announce. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want any of this. I felt really dumb for getting pregnant, because I was like, do I even want to be pregnant right now? This is like not a great time for us to be having a baby right now. Ruben's in his first year of law school. We're having the baby mid-semester. Like, I just felt so stupid and so incompetent and so dumb for like the whole first trimester, almost the whole first half of our pregnancy. I have just been riddled with those feelings, and so I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to announce. I don't want to fake it. I don't want to feel like, oh, look at me, I'm pregnant, I love it, when in fact I hated it for the first little bit. And I wish I wasn't pregnant, because sorry, like I said, I know this can be really hard if you're struggling with infertility, hearing me saying this, because I know you're just probably wishing for that baby. You're wishing you were me, but not that you were me, but you know, just that you had a baby. It's like, pregnancy is not easy. It's really hard. For some people it's great and that's good, but this pregnancy has just been so hard mentally and emotionally, and there were days where I was like, I am the dumbest person. I wish I wasn't pregnant. This was really bad timing. It was really dumb. And I have so much guilt, and I don't ever want this baby. to see this and think that they are unwanted or they were unwanted, because I really wanted them. I prayed so hard for them. I'm so happy that conceiving this baby was so easy, but just because it was easy and wanted doesn't mean that it can't at the same time be really freaking hard, and on some days or in some moments be unwanted. So I hope that I'm getting the right message across. The first trimester sucked and it was really hard, not even just physically because of the nausea and exhaustion, but it was really hard mentally and emotionally to get through it all, and to finally get to the point where I'm at now, where I am so excited to be pregnant. And I'm so happy and I'm so thankful that I haven't miscarried, and I'm so thankful that we're able to have this baby, and I'm so thankful now. But yes, this is really hard, and I think it can be both things at the same time, and that's what I've been trying to remind myself, is that I can feel sad for the timing but still excited about the fact that I'm gonna have another baby, and I can be anxious about how am I going to do it all, and also be incredibly excited about the fact that I do get to do it. And yeah, I don't think that all of these feelings are like, I don't think that all these feelings are separate or have to be separate. I think that pregnancy and your feelings around it is incredibly complicated, and that's what this pregnancy has been so far. It's been incredibly complicated for me, which, like I said, is so different from Bash. Everything about Bash's pregnancy was easy. This has been such a different experience this time around. It's just been hard. I'm really happy now. Now that I'm basically 19 weeks, I am so thankful. I'm so happy to be pregnant. I'm so happy to be making these videos. But like I said, I wasn't, and I think that's okay. And if you are a mom, if you're pregnant and you're feeling these same feelings of like guilt for feeling like you don't want to be pregnant, but also joy for the fact that you are pregnant at the same time, those can coexist, and it's okay. It's all very complicated, and I don't think there's one way to do it and one way that everything should happen, and you can only feel one way. I think it's okay to feel multiple ways. But anyhows, I've been talking for so long, and I just pray that this comes across as I wanted it to, as I intended it to. I hope you can feel my heart and understand all these feelings that I have, especially the negative ones. Anyhow, sorry, my camera died, but I'm fully aware of how this could come across, so I hope that this comes across well. I hope I didn't miss anything. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you really did enjoy this video. I hope you found, if anything, just a feeling of like you're not alone in it. You're not alone in your feelings. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe down below. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.